It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, or should I say non-alcoholic beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Yes, we're still in dry January, or we're still in January where people choose to either cut back on their alcohol or they try and stop drinking alcohol for the whole month. I've been doing this kind of like just cut back a little bit. So the first half of the month I was reviewing alcoholic beer. The second half of the month I've tried to cut back a little bit and do some non-alcoholic beers. Bit of a balance. To be honest with you, I'm at the end of my tether with it all now. I'm looking forward to it finishing. I'm looking forward to February. I'm looking forward to the Six Nations. I'm looking forward to going to the pub and having a good time and enjoying myself. And yeah, hopefully I've lost a little bit of weight. Hopefully I feel a little bit fitter. And I feel better in myself. I don't know. I don't feel any different, to be honest with you. I'll make a video on the whole thing shortly, but I picked up a box of BrewDog's non-alcoholic beers. These are the Lost, or the BrewDog beers. So we've got Wingman, Punk and Hazy. So the first beer we're going to be reviewing from their non-alcoholic fridge pack is the Lost Lager. Alcohol-free, 0.5% ABV, 330 milliliter can. Let's get it out. Let's see what it's like. I find non-alcoholic beer all a bit samey. I just reviewed a Czech lager from Marks and Spencer, non-alcoholic, and I found it really worty. Let's see what this is like. Really sweet, really worty, really kind of like I had a couple of sips and I poured it down the sink type of thing. I think the way to go about it is probably this way. There's a few ways of doing it. So I think they've used a lot of light malt in here, a lot of light lager malt in here, and I'm hoping it's going to be less worty. I'm hoping it's going to be a bit drier, maybe a bit hoppier. Let's find out. One finger whitehead on this one, good levels of carbonation, straw coloured, nice and clear. Let's get the aroma. This is much more like it, much more like it. It's just drier, dry, crispy. Touch spicy and peppery. A little bit of lemon. Let's get in. Cheers, everybody. That's really good. That's really good. Fair play to BrewDog. I think less is more. Less is definitely more. If you bang a load of malt in your beer, like that Czech lager from Marks and Spencer's I just reviewed, it's going to be really worty and biscuity. Some people like that. Some people like that kind of worty sweetness that comes through from a non-alcoholic beer. But I definitely think less is more. They've probably used... You could probably accuse this beer of being thin and watery. Of course it's going to be. It's 0.5% ABV. But it's not, it doesn't have that overwhelming malty wortiness you get from some non-alcoholic beers. This is just a touch of malt that's been added to a lot of good Scottish water here. Carbonated, little bit of a hot presence in there. Yes, it's good. It's good. Is it as good though as Lost Lager? I started off this video by explaining my kind of journey of like drinking some non-alcoholic beers, drinking some alcoholic beers. Definitely not. Definitely not. I say this in that kind of like less is more sense. Even the regular Lost Lager has that kind of lovely. I know this has been brewed with Pilsner malt. They've just scaled it back. They just scaled back the amount of Pilsner malt that's in the beer. The non-alcoholic beer. But I quite like Lost Lager. The full-blooded version of Lost Lager. I actually think it's a really solid lager from BrewDog. I've put it up against many other British lagers, world lagers, and it's done quite well in those beer battles that I do. I don't know. I think I've just come to the end of January now. We are at the end of January. Nearly. A few more days to go. And I think I'm just waiting for February now. I'm just waiting for February to kick in. As I mentioned earlier, Six Nations. It's going to warm up a bit, hopefully, in the UK. We're going to get rid of all these horrible windy storms, wet weather, cold weather. Hopefully, we're going to start to slowly see that behind us now, and we can slowly start to use our beer gardens again. There's nothing quite like it for me. I probably, and I'm making a point here in saying, if the world was being pushed, or the people in the world were being pushed to drink non-alcoholic beer, I probably wouldn't drink beer at all. I probably wouldn't drink this stuff. No, actually, I know I wouldn't drink this stuff on a regular basis. I'd rather drink a cup of tea. I've mentioned this so many times. I'd rather drink a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, maybe some blackcurrant squash. It's just not appealing. It's just not appealing for me. There's some who say that the non-alcoholic beer market's booming. I can't see it. In fact, I think it's contracted a bit from last year. I think they were pushing it a bit more last year. I think this year it's a bit more kind of like, oh, we're giving up. A bit like that vegan. Remember that vegan push about 3 or 4 years ago, where all of the supermarkets had vegan Beyond Burger stuff in, and everybody was buying it, and blah blah blah. I haven't reviewed a vegan product in 2 or 3 years, because I know as much as they want to push that stuff, it's not happening. It's not happening. And I think we're starting to see the push into non-alcoholic beer by our overlords is not working either. It's not working. People aren't buying it. It just exists now. There's a small section in Tesco, which I found this in. It's just existing. It's just kind of like there for the people who want to give it a go, and then go, actually, I would rather drink a normal beer. So I'm going to rate this. As negative as the review turned out to be, this is actually one of the better non-alcoholic beers. This is something that I would say is if you are in a position for health reasons, or for whatever else, for whatever other reason you are having to drink non-alcoholic beer, this one you should probably try. I think it's a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from BrewDog Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.